Gravity Rush originally debuted on the PlayStation Vita as one of the exclusives back in 2012. When the Vita started to slow down, Sony remastered the title and re-released it in HD for the PS4 in 2015. 2 years later, we now have the sequel and it's exclusive to the PS4, titled Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush 2 picks up a few months after the events of Gravity Rush 1, and it's being built exclusively for the PS4, meaning it truly does take advantage of the hardware, adding in new game mechanics exclusive to the sequel, while even adding in support for Sony's new PS4 Pro. Gravity Rush 2 consists of 21 episodes that are categorized into 3 different chapters. At the start of the game, you find Kat working for a mining group after she's sucked into a gravity storm that has her separated from Dusty, causing her to lose her powers. Having lost her powers in the first few episodes, it's a bit slow since it's more about setting up the introduction of both new and old characters. Luckily, losing your powers doesn't last too long, and before you know it, you'll be shifting gravity once again. The overarching story has a great start, but it starts to slow down a bit in the middle chapter, but luckily catches back up in the final chapter of the game. Gravity Rush 2 actually does a great job not only acting as a sequel to the original game in terms of the story, but it also answers a lot of the questions that the prequel would probably answer. A lot of the questions that left off in a cliffhanger in the original Gravity Rush. As far as the gameplay goes, a lot of the main mechanics of Gravity Rush 1 are brought back for the sequel. Kat has the same powers to shift gravity at her own will. These abilities include being able to do a gravity kick on enemy nevi, picking up objects and then launching them towards enemies, and even scaling buildings upside down. Sadly, with great gravity powers comes great camera problems. I will say that the camera has improved a bit since the original Gravity Rush, but it's definitely not perfected. Gravity kicking enemies in closed confined spaces will often give you a weird camera angle where you'll have to guess where you are in space. Luckily, there's a built-in aim assist when you're aiming at enemies, so you'll never truly be launching at an enemy blindly. You'll at least have some help. You can upgrade your gravity abilities by collecting the purple gems around the world. Investing in these gems in Kat can increase things like the length at which she can throw objects at, or unlock new abilities like being able to kick out of a gravity slide. It's a great incentive to keep collecting gems, as the more you collect, the more powerful you truly feel with your abilities. This is also where side quests and challenges come in. You'll earn gems for completing side quests throughout the world, but you can also take on online photo challenges and earn them too. These challenges give you a picture that someone took online that gives you sort of a vague hint at the whereabouts of a gem treasure chest. Likewise, you can take pictures of chests yourself and share them online to challenge other players too. While it might not be traditional multiplayer in the sense, it does do a great job at making the world feel online and connected. New abilities / gravity styles are also introduced in Gravity Rush 2. For example, the new lunar style gives Kat a powerful upgrade, allowing her to make incredible leaps without needing to shift gravity at all. The new gravity styles are a new contrast for Kat, giving veteran players something fun to experience that wasn't in the original game. By the end of the game, you'll feel truly like a superhero with your different gravity styles and level up gravity power. Visually, Gravity Rush 2 is a lovely looking game. On PS4, it runs at 1080p 30 frames per second, and there are occasional frame drops here and there during big boss battles with a lot of the physics going on, but they never get bad enough to break or ruin the game. On PS4 Pro, the game renders at a native 4K 30 frames per second in a way. Textures continue to render at 1080p, but the edges of objects like Kat herself and the edges of buildings or the sidewalk render at native 4K. This means that characters and building edges look incredibly sharp in 4K, while the textures look the same as the regular PS4 version at 1080p. If you play on a 1080p TV with the PS4 Pro, Gravity Rush will actually just sample down a higher res version of the game, making it look sharper for a 1080p screen. Overall, there's a lot of great use out of the PS4 Pro's extra power, and although it's not completely native 4K, the fact that they did choose to use the edges instead of everything else as native 4K does help, seeing as the art style for this game uses a lot of strokes throughout everything, or sort of cel-shaded design. Gravity Rush 2 does a great job at answering a lot of the questions left by the original Gravity Rush. While it's a sequel in nature, it does tie up a lot of the questions left that a prequel would probably answer too. The middle chapter is noticeably weaker than the rest of the game, but luckily the great ending and the fun gameplay makes up for it. Gameplay is entertaining, with its only real drawback being the fact that the camera system just really has trouble sometimes, but then again that comes with the fact that you're controlling gravity at your own will. In total, you should get about 9 hours of gameplay if you just focus and rush through the story, and about 20 to 25 hours if you tackle on the side quests and the challenges. All in all, Gravity Rush 2 does a great job on improving the foundation of the original game, improving both gameplay and answering a lot of the questions that the original still left us with the ending of the game. Those that play the original game should definitely pick up Gravity Rush 2, as it's better in every single way. And for those that haven't played the original, I'd recommend trying out the remaster on PS4 and then jumping into Gravity Rush 2 immediately after. this game is definitely worth jumping into. Thank you all very much for watching this review. If you have any questions about the game or the series, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. I'm always happy and pretty responsive with viewers, so feel free to ask. While you wait for my next video, you can check out my last 2 reviews. I just did a review of Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, that's a mouthful, and a review of Yakuza 0 on the PS4. Thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have a great day. For everyone else going back to college like me this week, good luck, and see you in the next one. Bye guys.